Hello my friends, guess who forgot to record an introduction? I was clearly too excited to get on and play with the makeup, so yeah, today's video is a full face of first impressions. It's basically just products that I haven't tried out yet. Some are relatively new and some are just products that I haven't got around to trying out my face yet, so yeah. Straight into primer. If you want to see a full face of first impressions, then keep on watching. So the first product I want to start off with is the ARC Skincare Skin Essential Primer, and this has an SPF of 30 in it and retails for, according to the Look Fantastic website, £36. So that's a lot of money for a primer, I think, personally. I mean, I'm the sort of girl that uses moisturisers as primers most days. I can't pretend it doesn't improve your makeup. So yeah, I'm really excited to try this. I've never tried it before. It's got this really beautiful kind of faux glass bottle. It's really, really pretty, just pump activated. It's quite weighty, but it's also like quite like just plasticky. I don't know. Oh, that's good, isn't it? £36 and the straw's broken off. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to like just tip it. Aha, okay, just got to tip it upside down. Well, that's a disappointment. Okay, well, I've got this white consistency on my back of my hand, so I'm just gonna slap it on the face. It has got an SPF of 30, which is quite high, to be fair. It smells good. It smells quite fresh and quite lemony, I think. I'm not sure. No, hang on. More lavender, sorry, not lemony. More lavender thing. I'd say this feels like a very rich moisturiser. It doesn't necessarily feel sticky like a primer, but it might dry down to be a bit more sticky, so we'll see. It feels quite thick and very, very nourishing. Okay, so the next product I've got is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 110. Funny story about this. I thought this was the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. Now, I wanted the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow to do like a foundation wear test on it, and this is available on Amazon, and it's for radiant. It's got a radiant finish for normal to dry skin, and it's very hydrating. So of course I was like, that's right up my alley. That sounds amazing. So I wanted to buy this, but I accidentally got confused with this because they've got very similar packaging, I feel. I don't know, like the blue and the black. I feel like they're very similar. So I got confused, bought this, didn't even read it like a bloody idiot because this is matte and poreless. So whoops, but today we'll be using the Maybelline Fit Me, and I'm going to save this for its own separate review later or something like that. So hopefully I've got the right shade, because I'm not really into matte foundations as it is, so if it's the wrong shade, it might just sit in the very back of my drawer. And I'm just going to go into it with my Real Technique sponge. It is damp, I have wet it, and I'm just going to start applying this over my face. Okay, that little pump completely disappeared, either in my sponge or in my face, so I'm just going to apply it right onto the skin, just taking care not to pump out too much, obviously. Okay, so I've done a few splodges there. I'd rather apply not enough and then apply more rather than too much, not be able to get the bloody stuff off, so I've just gone kind of light-handed, just doing some light dots all over the face to give it even distribution. I've noticed that this foundation dries so fast, so maybe not do what I did and apply it all over the face first, but just kind of work in sections, because this stuff dries very, very fast. I don't know what to think about this foundation. It's kind of not giving me enough, you know, for a matte foundation. I'm going to go for another big dollop on the back of my hand. It does feel very lightweight and not too cakey, but yeah, it's not doing it for me at the moment. I'm just going to try and build up the coverage a little bit more. Okay, so this foundation doesn't oxidise from what I can see. I'm applying, you know, new bits of foundation on areas where it's already dried. So it layers nicely, I suppose. It doesn't oxidise, which is good when it comes to colour matching yourself. But ooh, I'm just not in love with the way it looks on my skin. It looks a little bit dry and just, I know it's a matte foundation, but it doesn't, I mean, it looks better on camera than it does in person. I think I might have to play with this again, maybe with a different primer, I'm not sure, but I'm not loving it so far. For concealer, I have this Catrice Liquid Camouflage Waterproof Concealer. I don't own a waterproof concealer. So yeah, the packaging just looks like this, just very simple, very plain. I actually quite like the packaging, to be honest. So yeah, I've got mine in the shade, I don't know what shade I've actually got. Oh, here we go, 005 Light Natural. And this looked most like my shade and has a slight yellow undertone. I really like the doe foot applicator. It appears to be blending out really well. Okay, I like the colour for my skin. It is a little bit light, but I have zero absolutely nothing of a tan. From what I can tell, I think I'm going to really like this concealer. It blends out really well and it doesn't look too cakey, it looks nice and fresh. And I think with a really glowy foundation this will look really nice. Okay, and before that sets into my fine lines too much, I've got the original formula of the Coty Airspun powder in translucent. This thing is quite big, like it's quite big. I don't know if it's actually picking up on camera how quite big it is, but it is a hefty old size, and it comes with this powder puff thing to protect it, but it's kind of exploded I think as it came packaged. So I'm just going to take a brush and just kind of pick up a bit of powder and then just set that under eye as soon as I can. I'm not sure if I like the smell of the Coty Airspun actually. It's a little bit like, it smells like a little bit like an old lady. But I've got to give them one thing, it is packed with powder. Like, can you see it's literally full to the top of powder? Like, you get your money's worth for product, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, it smells a little bit like an old lady's powder, but you know, if it works, I can bear the smell. I'm going to just lightly take this all over the face just to set that foundation down. I don't want to go too cakey on it because we are wearing a matte foundation, but just to make sure all of my powders go on nicely. For contour, the only thing that I've got new is this Fab Travel Palette. I don't think it's new to the market, but it's just new to me. It just comes with this lovely highlight shade, this sort of very, I want to say it's more of a rosy peach blush, and this lovely cool toned bronzer slash contour. So I'm going to go into that with this Beauty UK brush, and I'm going to go into the contour shade of this and just lightly contour but try to bronze at the same time. I've got to say that the mirror in this palette is actually quite good. It's nice and clear. You can definitely see your face in it. So I'd say for travelling, if these powders are all good and they all perform very well, I would say this is a very good travel palette. And it only costs like £5. It's like £5 or £7, something like that. Of course, like I said, I'll leave it all in the description bar below. But yeah, I feel like it's a good price for 3 products if they all perform nicely. I'm not going to use the blush in this palette though, because I have actually got the L'Oreal Life's a Peach blush. I thought it was so cute, and I picked this up. And it smells of peaches when I can get into it. It smells of peaches. It smells like the Haribo Fizzy Peach Sweets, if you know what they are. They like look like really orangey and peachy colour, like the two-toned fizzy peaches. It smells just like that. It's got like a really cute peach pattern on it as well. I think it's a peach anyway. It's definitely a peach pattern. So I'm going to be going into this with the Real Techniques blush brush, my favourite blush brush. And I typically do like peachier blushes, if I'm going to be honest. I think they look nicer on the skin. But I do like rosy blushes actually as well. But I'd say peach blushes are my favourite sort of tone of blush. That's got some good pigmentation to it. Like, I'm not going heavy-handed with that, I'm just dusting it around. That was like 2 little dabs for both my cheeks. That's a nice blush. That is a nice blush. I like that. I like that a lot. Just so you can see what that pink one looks like from the Fab palette. It's more of, actually, do you know what's swatching it? It's more of like a baby pinky with like a rose undertone. So it's more of a baby pink actually. I'm going to go into the highlight section of this with this MUA F7 brush. I don't want to go too ham with the highlighter. I just want to put it on the high points of my cheeks. Where is it though? Where is it though? Like, can you see that there? I mean, you can definitely see it in the light, but I don't know if it's my favourite. I don't know. I'm just going to go in with that brush that I used to contour. I've just kind of like dusted it off a little bit and just try it with this brush. It might look better with a more packed, denser brush. I'm going to give it one more go. I'm going to go into this Vitamin E mist. It's a hydrating mist by Superdrug. It says rich in natural vitamin E, defends the skin against environmental damage for normal to dry skin. One of the first ingredients is glycerin, so I was going to use this as a setting spray today, but I might just pick up some of this highlight and give it a go and see if it makes it any better looking. It's definitely made it more glowy. Do you know what? That bloody spray smells well nice. Okay, so for this palette, I'd say 2 out of 3 were good. The highlight is not my favourite. I prefer more of a sheeny highlight, more like Mary Luminizer. Very sheeny, very beamy. This is just a very subtle glow. So it's a nice little palette for £5. I'm just going to go off camera and do my brows because I feel like a little bit like a little naked chicken. With Charcoal Brown by MAC. It's just my eyeshadow. I use it all the time. As you can see, it is well loved. So yeah, I'm just going to do my brows off camera now. Okay, so brows on, I'm going to set my face now. Of course, I told you about the Vitamin E Skincare Hydrating Mist. I'm not sure if this is like full makeup. It doesn't actually quite state that it's for makeup. It just says that it's a replenishing formula for your skin. It doesn't say don't use it on your makeup, it just says put it on your skin to like replenish your skin. So we're going to try it on top of our makeup. This could ruin it or it could make it, you never know. Whew, that spray smells so nice. I can't even describe what it smells like, but it smells good. What is it? Oh, aloe vera. It's got aloe vera in, that's why it smells nice. Oh, hot damn, that spray looks good. This might be a discovery. So for eyes, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution or Revolution. I think they've rebranded just to Revolution, but I'm using the Soph palette. She came out with this a while back. This is obviously a fellow YouTuber, Soph does nails. She came out with this palette, really, really pretty, kind of very, I don't know, very nude, would you say? Is this class as a nude colour or just like a very beigey pink? I'm not too sure, but it's very beautiful packaging. And also the box does have all the colours on the back, which I really, really like. So the box is really, really pretty as well. And then inside you get a really, really good mirror. I'll try not to blind you, but you get a really, really good mirror. And then you get a slip with all of the names on. I typically don't like this slip, but I think I might just sort of put a bit of tape and attach it to the mirror. That's what I usually do with ones that come with that, because just keeps it secure, you know. It comes with a really, really good set of colours here. You've got really good everyday tones and you've got glittery tones, deeper ones down the bottom. I really, really like this palette. I don't own too many Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palettes. I've got a few. I'm going to take the shade Pancakes, which is this one here. It's like the lightest, most sort of neutral eyeshadow colour. And I'm just going to put this all throughout the crease. And then with the same brush, I'm going to go into this shade Cup of Tea, which is, well, the exact same shade as Cup of Tea, which I love that. I'm about that life. And I'm just going to plop that into the crease as well, kind of just blending in with the colour I've just put down before. I've got to say that these shadows do blend really, really well. Like, I'm not really going into it very sort of harshly, and they're really pigmented as well. So I think this was like £10, this palette. Literally, it's so, so cheap and you get so many colours. So if you're just starting off in makeup or you're trying to build up your collection, I'd already say that this is a really good palette to go for actually, because I've only used 2 shades and both of them have just sort of blended out so, so well and got really good pigmentation to them. I'm going to apply the shade Danger, which is this one here. It's kind of like a raspberry-ish red, I'd say. More of a brick red, actually. I'm just going to apply this to the outer corner of my eye and just work it inwards to sort of the centre of my eye. These shadows blend in with each other so well. I'm really, really impressed, actually. I was actually not expecting how good these were going to be, but they're so soft and just blend in so well. I'm really, really impressed. I think for a pop of colour, I'm going to go into this shade here called Petrol. It's kind of like a blue with brown reflect, I think that is, or the opposite way around, but it looks blue. So I'm going to go with this MAC 242 brush and just apply it on the inner section / like the first half of my eye and kind of match it with that red. Hopefully these two colours go well together. Okay, so there's Petrol dry, but I think I'm going to have to wet this shade to get like the maximum pigment out of it. Yeah, I'm still not really blown away by that shade. I think because the undertone of it is so sort of either plummy or browny, it's like taking away the blue almost. I'm going to try it once more with my finger and see if I can get that blue to shine through. I've got to say, this is a really, really good mirror. Like, you can see how clear that is. You can see my face. It's really, really clear. So, great for travel. I think it just is what it is. I think it's better off actually with a wet brush because, as you can see, with just my finger, I'm not getting too much out of it. I'm going to go back into that Danger shade and just try to really blow out that outer corner again with the red and just kind of blend it in to the blue a little bit more. I do understand why she's called it Petrol though, because it is a very petrol-y colour. Like, it's got more of a brown undertone and a blue, sort of a very dirty blue reflect. So I do get it. I do get the colour choice. I think it just wasn't what I was expecting. I'm going to go into this shade called Fairy Light. I'm going to use this as an inner highlight, or inner corner highlight should I say, and my brow bone highlight. I'm just going to fluff Cup of Tea and Iced Coffee, which is just the one left to it, all on my lower lash line. I don't want it to be too smoky and too dramatic, I just want something there. I've got the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Ecstatic Mascara with me here. Everyone raves about this and I picked it up ages ago and I just never tried it out. I like the wand on this, it feels quite chubby. Ooh, that's a pretty mascara. Okay, so between the two eyes, I'd say this is a really, really nice mascara. It volumizes, it feels quite thickening and lengthening at the same time. So, I mean, you can't really see it because of like the eyeshadow I've got on, but from the side, can you just tell a difference? Like, look how voluminous they look compared to my natural little bald eagle lashes. And then finally for lip, I've got the Colourpop Lippie Stix in like the spring collection in the shade Sike. This is a really nice peachy shade. Okay, now that's on, I just like to blot with a bit of paper. I feel like blotting, I mean, definitely for me anyway, if I blot a lipstick that's kind of cream sheeny, just like these, quite a lot of lipsticks are quite cream sheeny to be honest, but if I blot a cream sheen or creamy lipstick that doesn't dry down, if I blot it, then I feel like it takes away that creamy, slippy texture, and I definitely notice lipsticks last much, much longer. So that is my makeup look complete. I know I'm loving the lip colour, I really, really like this colour, and I think the more I wear this eye makeup, the more it's growing on me, the more I'm like looking into natural light, the more I like it. And the highlight actually isn't too bad, like it is more glowy in the light as you can see. Really, really, really love that blush. Where is it? This blush. Really love that. If you like a peachy blush, I'd highly, highly recommend this. So loving that. I also really, really like the Coty Airspun powder. It looks really soft and gentle on my face. But again, that could have been the spray setting that in. So of course, I'll have to try all these things separately with things I know that work. Not loving the foundation, I'm afraid. Not a fan of it. I think it looks a little bit dry and cakey on my skin. I'm just kind of looking at the perimeters of my face, and it is looking a bit cakey around my nose and just on my cheeks areas. From the offset, I don't think I'm loving it too much. Loving the mascara. I know why people rave about this mascara now. It's just so, I don't know, it just makes my eyes look so voluminous, really sort of awake, and I really, really like this. Again, same with concealer. I think I'm going to really like this as well. Waterproof. I mean, if it is really waterproof, that is really, really cool, and you could go swimming with just like a little bit of concealer under your eyes. So really, really like that. I haven't tried this primer out enough to know if I like it or not. Obviously with the primer and first impressions, it's more of the consistency, the smell and the feel of it that you're gonna notice the most. But I like the packaging, sort of. I think it's a little bit cheapy for 36 quid, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's a little bit cheapy packaging. I think glass would have been better, but that's just my view. And of course the pump's bloody broken, but obviously that's just mine that's going to be broken, not everyone else's. So don't know what to think about this primer as of yet. It's a nice smelling primer, but I'm not sure. Like I said, the eyeshadow palette, really, really like this. I think Soph did a really, really great job with this. The colours are really great. They all blended perfectly. I know that's not down to her, but Revolution, well done. Your formula is amazing. A little bit disappointed with that blue. I feel like I was expecting a more bluer, richer toned colour. However, you know, I'm not gonna criticise the palette for one colour. I think they're all beautiful colours and they all felt really, really nice and creamy. They blended out really, really nicely, so really, really impressed with that. And the mirror is goddamn amazing. So yeah, I think I've mentioned everything. I think I've mentioned everything. This spray, have I mentioned this spray yet? I liked that, yeah. I think I've mentioned everything. So yeah, that is it for the end of the video. If you've got any of these products, comment that down below. So I'd like to know what you guys think of them and how you got along with them compared to like your different skin types and things like that, because it's, you know, it's really interesting to find out. I'm really nosy. So yeah, once again guys, thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up button if you have enjoyed today's video. I really, really appreciate it if you do. But also it kind of lets me gauge whether you like these sorts of videos or not, and if you enjoy me, you know, hauling new makeup or new arrivals at the drugstore and seeing how they perform. But also, you know, hauling things that aren't brand new at the drugstore and that just I haven't picked up yet and that I've got an impression on. Do you like these sorts of videos? I hope you do, because I really enjoy sort of reviewing new makeup and just having a good first impressions of things I've never tried before. So yeah, hit the thumbs up button if you have enjoyed, because it lets me know these things. Feel free to hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! Off with the... Come on. So yeah, I'm trying to do... So yeah, I'm trying to... Really? That went right in my ear. God damn. damn it, the phone's going off. Ah, come on, get your words out. Is there anything in here? Oh. Like, the straw's broken off. What?